Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the RF Sports Radio Show. I am RF. This is RF also. And we're coming to you guys live from inside of our studio booth, inside the AAC where the Mavs just got through beating the San Antonio Spurs.
Just barely.
Barely. So let's just start right there with the Mavs. So the Mavs now are 3-1. Their only loss coming to a really good Atlanta Hawks team. And then, of course, wins against some teams that maybe are not that great. They beat the Raptors, they beat the Rockets the other night, and now they beat the Spurs. And it looked pretty bad in the first quarter. They were down by 20. It was 20-3 at one point.
It was actually an ugly game. They had 1 point for about half of the first quarter, and they couldn't buy a shot.
Yeah.
Even with the big coins that they talked about tonight.
Yeah.
They couldn't buy a shot. But eventually they got going second half, third quarter they did a little better. And it still was a tight game. They only won by 5 points.
Right. You know, the offense just hit a wall in that first quarter for the most part. And the offense started to pick up, but again, I'm going to be judgmental a little bit for Jason Kidd because I watched him all night trying to see what sets he was going to run, what plays he's going to run. And still the best offense for this team, even now with Kidd as a coach, is the step back three, run a three-point line. Like, guys are not running the floor, guys are not getting into the lane. They're still settling for the jump shot. I mean, I thought that was going to change with Kidd.
Yeah, I did too. They look like they're shooting a lot more threes. Everybody's got the green light.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with the inside mid-range shot. That's a lost art. But, you know, I saw nobody moving around. They kind of watched Luka with the ball. I saw no drive to the basket. A lot of times they had open looks to go to the basket, except for threes. And maybe it's because it's the same players, but the offense doesn't look any different to me.
Yeah, it looks, again, like I said, I thought it would be different. All that talk about Porzingis playing in the post, faster paced basketball. Now, the defense has been a little bit better. You know, Reggie Bullock, he helps with the defense.
Yeah, and the turnover ratio is
Turnovers
high.
a little bit,
bit better.
yeah. But for the offensive side of the ball, it's still much of the same. Guys are still kind of standing around watching Luka play. I mean, is it just that first kind of getting started with the season, or just what we're going to expect out here?
I'm gonna wait to see on that, but they're like they did a little better without Porzingis in there. The offense is a little bit different. You saw the guys stepping up. Bennett Smith stepped up. Brunson stepped up. Keith hit a couple of shots after missing the beginning.
Right.
But it's good to see them get those guys involved early on, you know, because from what I'm seeing, Porzingis is not a very
We had a tough
reliable guy.
He had a tough night Tuesday against the Rockets, man. And plus, he didn't play
terrible
tonight.
night. He had a terrible night.
Yeah, he didn't play tonight, you know, sore back or whatever the case may be. What we did see Tuesday night in the home opener is that they played all 15 guys, which is unusual. But that's kind of how you have to coach nowadays. You know, the whole old school days of do as I say.
Right.
That's kind of outdated, honestly. I mean, right now you gotta.
Style,
Yeah. He's gonna be opposite of Carlisle. Carlisle would have never played all 15 guys for any reason, no matter how much they up in the game. He's never gonna play everybody on the bench.
But I like to see them push the ball up the floor a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they walking it up the floor. You know, Luka's not one of those kind of guys that push the ball up the floor. Even though they're excellent passers, but I like to see him pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, me
you
too.
know, these young guys like San Antonio, then you got Houston and Memphis. And,
Yeah.
You know, they push the ball. These guys are fast and they're quick. And in order to keep up with them, you got to really push the pace up. You know.
Yeah, and Luka had 25, 3 and 5 tonight. Jalen Brunson, who you say is the second best player on the team,
I'd say he's the second best player.
had 19 points and 7 rebounds tonight. So Brunson kind of brought him back in the game a little bit.
Yeah, he
You know,
did.
while
He
nobody
kept
was
him in
hitting,
the
he was
game, right.
kind of hitting.
Right. I like Bullock a lot. I like him coming in playing. I wonder if sometime during the season he gonna change the starting lineup a little bit.
Right.
You know, he's still starting the same guys. You know, Powell's been starting lately.
Right.
Benny Smith, and I like to say I like to see him switch it up a little bit. No Trey Burke tonight. I like to see him play more.
Yeah.
And I want to see exactly what you got down at the end of the
You're a
bench.
Trey Burke fan, man, but I haven't seen it. I haven't
Listen,
seen it.
he's one of the few guys
Even
on
the
this
time he
team
played Tuesday, I haven't seen it.
that can create his own shot.
You
That's
say
one.
that.
That's one thing.
You say
Okay,
that.
name the players on the Mavericks that can create their own shot.
Well, there's a few. Luka can create his own shot.
We know
KP
Luka
can create his own shot.
Well,
Jalen Brunson can create his own shot.
You gotta
Those
take that
guys can-
KP back.
He can create his own shot. He
I-
can create his own shot.
Well, that's
It
not
don't
his
mean I
forte.
always go in, but
That's
he can
not,
create
that's
his
not
own
his
shot.
forte. He's a shooter first, and I like to see him go to the hole a lot more.
Yeah.
And for his size,
But that's not his game. I mean, we're trying. We want him to go to the hole. Want him to use his 7-foot size. But obviously, that's just not his game. It's just not.
well, we saw him play Houston the other night. Boban played an excellent game.
And that's my point, though.
Right.
Boban played in the middle of the other. He played down low.
Right.
He was able to shoot over everybody.
And he ran down the middle of the floor on fast breaks.
But that's not KP's game.
But-
so are we trying to fit a round peg into a square hole?
Well, I like to see him play a little bit better. 7 foot tall, man. Come on.
That's not
I've
his
even,
game.
I've even heard big man criticize him because of his game and his size. And even when he has a small guy on him, he doesn't take him off the dribble. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
but no,
I mean,
but there's other guys that are 7 feet tall or 6'11" that play similar type of game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but
Durant
when they have a
doesn't play
small
in the-
guy
Durant
on it,
doesn't play in the pocket.
they take advantage of a small guy. You have to take advantage when you have a smaller guard
agree.
playing you
I agree.
instead of settling for a jump shot.
I agree.
That's
agree
just
with
my
you.
opinion.
I agree with you. But his game is a jump shot game. His game wants to be out in the perimeter. I mean, he can be on a fast break. He's gonna stop at the free throw line, at the 3-point line.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just his game. I think we got to be at the point now we just kind of just stuck with the way he plays his game and not necessarily trying to make him change too much. I know he talked a good game about playing in the post, but I haven't seen him play in the post at all this season so far.
Overall, it's been a pretty weird season.
Yeah.
You know, as far as first couple of games go, I thought teams would be better.
Yeah.
I thought Brooklyn would be a lot better. I'm surprised to see the Warriors undefeated. You know,
Well, they lost. They're in a dogfight tonight, so
Right.
we'll see.
and then the Lakers were the biggest surprise.
Yeah, we'll get into that before we leave the Mavs though. I want to just kind of get your sense of this 4-1 start. Like winning, they say is the best deodorant, right? It kind of hides a lot of things. But honestly, the 4-1 record, 3-1 record does not impress me because of the teams that they beat.
They hadn't played anybody.
They haven't played anybody. They got the Kings up next, which is going to be I think probably the toughest game. Outside of the
Absolutely. Kings
Lakers,
are pretty
Kings
good
gonna be a
this year.
tough game.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how that works if KP's back. But man, I don't know how to feel out of 3-1 start, honestly.
Well, like you said at first, they hadn't really played any really good teams, and 3-0 is a great start compared to some of the teams that started. Oklahoma got their first win the other night.
Yeah.
But maybe the momentum and everything will change once the season gets started. They play some really tough teams, but as long as you have Luka, you got a shot.
Yeah,
You got a good shot.
Well, let's jump into the Lakers. You mentioned that. I'm a Laker fan. I had them ranked pretty high going into the season.
Absolutely, you ranked number one.
And people have been asking me what I think about them, so let me, if I can have the floor, please.
Yeah.
Man, I'm very concerned about what the Lakers are doing. Mainly concerned with the fact that, two things concern me the most. I'm going to say that. The mix of putting in Westbrook along with Melo and what they did with the roster looks great on paper, but obviously these guys did not take training camp or the preseason serious enough to where they can get some kind of chemistry and gel some kind of way. And it started to show up on the court because Westbrook looks like he's just so out of place when LeBron's on the floor. Which you have to be able to play with LeBron on the floor to really make something happen. You have to be able to do that some kind of way. There's no way you can actually do that, without putting him on the floor some kind of way. So I don't know how they're gonna fix that problem. I really don't. And then the other thing that bothers me a lot is LeBron, right?
Yeah.
So LeBron is already hurt. Okay,
Yeah.
one thing we know about, even with Tom Brady, at
Right.
some point, Father Time is gonna win,
Hey,
right?
catch up with
So
you,
now
right?
he's going through the second season where he's facing injuries, missing games. Anthony Davis is already banged up,
Right.
and I think Father Time, along with trying to make Westbrook fit in, is gonna hurt this team. I mean, it's already hurt this
Right.
team at
And
this point.
LeBron used to never get hurt.
Yeah,
You know. But I told you from the get go, this is a whole team, and these young guys are not afraid of the Lakers.
yeah,
They are not John Moran, all these Luka Doncic, all these Murray up in Denver, and even the Suns. They're not afraid to go against the Lakers. I know these guys got all stars on their team, but we talking about some old players that really kind of play their own way.
yeah,
How you gonna fit all these stars together? Carmelo's game is different.
hmm
Westbrook game is different.
yeah,
Anthony
yeah, yeah.
Davis is different.
It can,
Last year,
it,
last year the leading scorers on the team and the two main characters was LeBron and AD.
it can work, but see, I
Now you
think
got all these other stars trying to fit them in to play a certain kind of game that they have never played out their whole year,
no,
whole life.
but we know that it is possible to work. I mean, every great team, the great teams have all had great players on the team.
And I'm gonna give you an example where it didn't work. Houston tried the same thing. Clyde Drexler,
Yeah,
Charles Barkley,
right.
you know, they came along. They had a host of stuff.
But it's
The
but
glove, Gary
yeah,
Payton,
but
and
it's
it didn't work.
It's worked just as many times as it didn't
Okay,
work.
name one place it's worked.
Go to state. Go to
Okay.
state. It worked. The Chicago Bulls were a collection of all-star players. I mean, you had Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, but
Th-
these
Those
were,
were those were a collection of all-star guys. You know what I mean? It
I
was
understand.
a collection of all-star players. The Lakers teams. I don't care which team you want to pick. The Showtime Lakers. If you want to pick the Kobe and Shaq
Yeah,
Lakers,
but they weren't
were
always the Showtime. Like they became the Showtime.
I understand it, but what I'm
Right.
saying is that they were a collection of great players.
And they had played together for a while.
Yeah.
This team had never played together as a
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. I agree with you, but I'm just saying it can work if you got A, the right voice in the locker room, and B, the right coach that figures out how to make it work. And the guys buy in. And I don't think these guys are necessarily, what I know for a fact is none of these guys are bought into the regular season. They don't really care about the regular season. They're trying to wait this thing out to get in the playoffs, and then they'll start to figure out, think they can figure things out.
Are they trying to save their bodies
Yeah, of
too late
course,
on in
of
the
course.
playoffs?
But they
I,
can't do that. When you have a new team like that, they're all new players. You can't take the regular season off.
but you know, you got guys like Westbrook that's played a certain way his entire life. How hard is it to change, or even to take a back seat?
Yeah,
Or is he willing to take a back seat? And what I saw the other night, he was typical Westbrook. 10 turnovers.
yeah. He's got to
you know.
take for them to win with Westbrook. He's got to take 25, 27 shots a game. And I don't know if he can definitely do that with LeBron on the floor. Now I know he can do it with AD on the floor. I mean, he did that. You know, the game that they won, he did that. But with LeBron on the floor, him control, what they got to do is they got to let Westbrook lead the offense. As crazy as that
That's
sounds,
not gonna work.
they have
That's
to.
not gonna work.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
LeBron needs the ball in his hand. He needs
No.
to control the
No, no,
tempo.
no.
He needs to control Westbrook.
Westbrook has never played without the ball in his hands. Now you're really trying to change him up for what he's good at. He's never played without the
10
ball in his hands.
turnovers.
Even with
And
Durant, he didn't play with the ball.
10
in his hands.
turnovers.
He can't
And,
do it.
and really, some of them were at the end of the game, cost him the game, you know, the turnovers. But I just don't see how that's going to fit. You know, you got a lot of all-stars. They got a lot of experience. But, you know, just because you put a team together, I mean, it's going to always
I agree.
work.
I agree. But I do agree that I feel like
You got too many alpha
yeah,
males.
yeah. But if I was Frank Vogel, I would sit down and tell LeBron, LeBron, the only way this is gonna work is if you allow Westbrook to handle the ball. That's it.
LeBron
That's
has led
the only
every
way.
team he's had.
Yeah, that's
When,
fine.
when
but
has he deferred?
But he's played off the ball.
But
He's
when
played
has
off the
he
ball.
deferred in the last 10 years,
Well, he played.
they
Hey,
let
look,
somebody else lead the
he
team.
played off the ball in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving. He played off the ball.
No, he didn't.
Kyrie handled the ball. He played Dwayne Wade
And
his
how did
first
that,
year
how
in
did that
Miami.
work out?
First 2 years in Miami, Dwayne Wade was on the ball.
And he gave it to
He
LeBron.
gave it back to LeBron
Right.
when LeBron was ready. But
Right.
at this
And
moment in
since
time,
then, who has he deferred to?
Kyrie did the Kyrie. He
And
was
how did
deferred
that
to
work
Kyrie
out?
Irving. They won a championship in Cleveland.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. But they
It-
went to 3 straight finals. They went to
I just
went to
don't think
finals.
Westbrook is a fit. I know he's a LA kid, but from what I've seen so far, I would like to see him come off the bench.
Yeah, but you got but okay.
And
let me
I
ask
know
you this
he's a
question.
star. I know he's played all his life, but there's been a lot of stars that
He's
have
not
taken
coming
a
out.
reduced
You
role
can't put him on the
and
bench.
came off the
You
bench.
can't put him on the bench.
It's the second
Let
unit.
me ask you this question: who's the more important player for the Lakers franchise right now? Is it
LeBron.
LeBron or is it Westbrook?
It's AD really.
Well, I'm asking between those two, between
It's
LeBron
LeBron.
and Westbrook, who's the most important player
Le-
in the franchise right now?
LeBron.
No,
You don't think so?
Westbrook is younger. Westbrook can be there longer. LeBron's on his last few years. Even if he
Nah,
plays,
okay.
he's the most important
He's
player.
gonna get the reins. I know he's gonna turn the reins over to Westbrook.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not Westbrook's team yet. But
I know it's not, but it needs to be. It needs to be the
what has he
Westbrook.
won?
It
He
needs to
had
be,
Kevin Durant.
It
He had
needs
James Harden. What has he done? He's always had somebody.
I
But what
understand
has he
that.
won?
Look, I feel you on that. I understand.
What
that.
has he won?
But what I'm saying is, they need to. The offense needs to feature Westbrook and AD. It doesn't. I mean, the
So
games.
who's the star? AD or Westbrook?
Well, I think they can equal. I think they
Who's
can
the
equally
future?
be.
Who's the future?
Both of them are. Both of them are the future.
I think AD is the future.
Both of them are the future. AD can't be the future because he's too injury prone. He can't. He can't. I mean, you want him.
And
when he's
Westbrook
great,
can't
he's great.
shoot.
I get that, but you can surround him with shooters. The man averaged a triple double for 2 seasons. You
Okay.
can surround him with shooters.
So
You can
he's-
surround him with shooters.
So he's an independent one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, that's what you got. That's what you got. But
But
you can surround him with shooters. You can surround him with big men. You can surround him with guys that can catch the
Well, he
lob.
had that in
You can
Oklahoma
surround him
City.
with guys that play defense.
He had that in Oklahoma City. He had Bradley Beal in Washington.
Yeah, and
He
they
had
made the
shooters.
playoffs. They made the playoffs.
Right, but what has he won?
I understand it, but what I'm saying, this is all I'm saying. I think what's going to happen is LeBron. The games I've seen LeBron play this year, he's a jump shooter. He's not going to the hole. He's not taking it to the basket. He get the fast break dunks. That's going to happen.
Right.
But he's a jump shooter. He's been taking
And
jump
he's gotten
shots.
better at the
He's gotten
three-point
better.
shoot.
He's better jump shooter, better 3-point
Right.
shot. He's kind of in that stage in his career like Jordan did, like Kobe. Everybody ends up being a jump shooter at the
But
very
don't you
end.
think
So,
he can take it and teach Westbrook how to play that position, show him how to do it, then hand the reins over to him.
I don't.
When it's time to hand it over.
The reason why I don't think he can because him and Westbrook play 2 different.
When they worked
Styles.
together all summer, they worked out together all summer.
I don't see that.
They
I don't see
work
the
out
chemistry.
together in
I don't
practice.
see the chemistry. They must have been playing 2-on-2.
So would you say you don't see the chemistry?
No, not between him and LeBron.
Okay.
They must be. They must
Their
have played
teammates,
2-on-2 or
their
1-on-1.
teammates, there's going to be some kind of chemistry if they gonna play together.
Yeah, it gotta be. That's what I'm saying. But I think the chemistry comes in by letting Westbrook handle the ball, LeBron play off the ball, let him just take his shots, draw his fouls, lead on the floor. He could do all of that. But Westbrook needs to be bringing that ball down
As
at
the
the end
old
of the game.
saying my grandmother used to say, she used to sing this song on Sunday evenings, we will see.
Yeah.
So
We'll
we
see.
will see.
Time will tell.
But what I've seen so far has been really bad. They were up 26 points
Lost.
against an Oklahoma City team.
The youngest team in the
that
league.
nobody gave a chance to win
The
anything.
youngest team in the league.
Right. Hadn't won a game at all. First win. And they took the Lakers.
Yeah, they did.
And go to state with them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
Golden State did. Golden State's been a big surprise. I mean, not surprise, but you didn't. You had Golden State a lot lower on your list at the beginning of the season. Then
No, I had them kind of high
you
because I
reserve
said
the right to change your
when
list.
Clay come back, Well,
He ain't back yet.
everybody's list has changed.
He ain't back yet.
I said Clay would be back sometime. They would be good, but everybody's list has changed.
Yeah.
You know, everybody had the Lakers winning. Everybody had Brooklyn winning,
Yeah.
and they don't seem to be doing too well right now.
Yeah.
They need Kyrie back.
Yeah, they do. Or they need James Harden to
To
be
step
James
up.
Harden.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He really again every year. The last 2 years he's come in out of shape. You know, he just
Well, he say he's hurt.
I could tell he's hurt.
Yeah,
He's
not
definitely
playing
hurt.
with James Harden.
He's definitely hurt.
Right.
He's definitely hurt. You could tell. You could tell. And then Kevin Durant's coming off of summer basketball. We played the
Right.
Olympic team.
Right.
You know, it's just gonna take those
they're
guys some
asking
time.
him night in, night out to do too much.
Yeah.
I know he's a great shooter. And I know,
I'm just wondering where the role players go in Brooklyn? Like they
I
got
don't
nobody
know.
that
Yeah, no, I know.
you know. Even Joe Harris isn't really taking
Right,
a lot
I
of
know,
threes.
I
You
know.
know, it's weird. There's just no kind of like surrounding players or nothing up there. So
And even Milwaukee has lost too.
yeah,
The Bucks have. So
but the Bucks look great. I mean, the Bucks can turn it on. You
yeah,
know,
they can turn it on.
they turn it
Long
on.
as you
It's
got
still
Giannis,
early. It's
long
still
as you
very
got
very
Giannis,
early.
Like we have Luka, you got a chance.
Still very early. Well, before we go, man, because they getting ready to kick us out of the arena at any point in time. But before we go, we got to talk about the Cowboys. They got a
Yo,
game.
Cowboys.
They got a game Sunday night against Minnesota. Dak's been nursing himself, trying to get himself back healthy with the whole ankle deal or whatever the case may be. And
Right.
so he hasn't practiced yet. He's trying to work himself to play.
They say
Does
he's
he-
gonna play.
Well,
I think
I don't want him to play one game and then lose him or have this thing linger for the rest of the season. I'd rather just play the backup against Minnesota Sunday night game. I know it's a big game. It's Halloween night, Sunday night. I get that. Oh man,
Kirk Cousins had a way of getting up under Cowboys' skin. I don't know what it is. He played his best game against the Cowboys, and I hope this is not a trap game.
yeah,
You know, because everybody gets one.
yeah.
You know, you overlook the opponent, look further down the line. You know, and I hope they don't have any distractions. I hope that plays. But I mean, this kind of scary to me.
I just hope Dak doesn't feel like he has to prove he's tough to anybody. We know how tough he
Yeah,
is.
he's tough.
We know how tough he is. So Dak, if you listen, you ain't got to prove
So
to
you think
nobody
that
you're tough.
shouldn't play Sunday?
If he's not healthy, he shouldn't play. I mean, he's had a week off with the bye week. I think another week off, I have him ready to go to finish out the season. But again, I'm not a doctor, but at the same time, I don't want to lose this quarterback over no Sunday night game against Minnesota when they've only lost. They got one loss.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't want to do that.
You can afford to lose one game, but do you want to lose one game?
No, you don't want to
wanna keep
lose.
the
You don't want to
momentum
lose,
going.
but
Right.
at the same time, the way your defense is playing, the way you're running the
Right.
ball,
I think
you
they
know,
have enough to beat
yeah, I
Minnesota.
think so.
Everybody play their role,
I
even
think
without
so.
that.
Yeah,
But these kind of games, you know, they can be trap games. You can end up, you know. I don't know what my cousin boy.
Yeah.
He plays great against the Cowboys.
it's a Sunday night game too,
Right,
so I
it's
know
Sunday night.
the guys want to be seen
Right.
and everything. I get that.
Right.
It's a big game. Don't get me wrong. It's Halloween night, Sunday night, so
So it's gonna be trick or treat.
it's gonna be trick or treat. It's gonna be trick or treat. So we're gonna see. But I got the boys winning the game and improving on our record, keeping the thing
It's gonna be a
rolling.
treat for
It's
the
gonna be
Cowboy
it's
fans.
gonna be a nice treat.
I just hope
I'm gonna be
it's not a
sitting
trick.
home eating candy, watching the game. watching
I
the
just
game.
hope it's not a trick for Cowboy fans. So,
But we got a Mavs game Sunday
Sunday.
as well too.
Right.
So we'll come back with a little wrap up after that game as well too. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
go Mavs, go. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
they
Go-
winning.
and
They
go-
winning. I guess that's all we can ask for,
and
right?
Go Cowboys, go.
That's all we can
And-
ask
But we
for.
were watching the Green Bay game tonight, and it looked like it's gonna be a really good one. So,
Yeah.
Arizona look like they're gonna have their hands full. So we
Yeah, we're
will
gonna
see.
see. We're gonna see. But thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all check us out on the website. Again, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next episode of RF Sports Radio, and we out.